Good evening and welcome to the October 18th, 2022 meeting of the Penfield Public Library Board of Trustees. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get started with our approval of the minutes from last month.
I make a motion to approve them.
A second.
All in favor? Okay. Niraj, would you like to do the financial report?
I would love to do that. Okay, so I love to go right to the budget. That's the most important paper, I think. This is data through September, so that's 75% of the year. So that's our standard. We're looking at our expenses. Total expenses are coming in way better. That's a great thing. That's at 61% compared to the 75%. Wages is coming in line. We've seen this trend over the year. So wages is coming in better, 70% compared to 75%. Materials and contractuals are also coming in better. If we go to the monthly balance sheet, that's positive, and our gift and memorial fund is over our minimum balance, which is good, and it's largely unchanged from last month. If we're looking at the balances of our checking and CDs at Family First and Canandaigua, you see that's approximately 143. And I sent out an email because I'm gonna need guidance. I've been talking with Family First and Canandaigua about what kind of rates they're having. Right now, Canandaigua's at 2% for a 10-month, 5-month is 1% and change. Family First is 2%, but the main thing that I'm gonna want guidance afterwards is how much money do we wanna reinvest from, there's about $47,000 that's maturing. We've eaten up some of our checking balance and savings over the last year, so I don't think we should reinvest all 47. Yeah, so like I really think that, because I just don't want a risk to have to go back to the CD if something comes up and do it. And so I'm thinking that maybe we put 10 back into the savings, and then 37, we can maybe stagger them in short-term CDs until, and we should, my feeling is we should still continue the same process until we come up with a plan on how to invest money later.
Yeah.
Can I get that guidance today? Just so then that'll be in the minutes. So when these CDs mature, then I'll have something to act on.
So you want a motion to move 10,000 into the
I
checking?
think so, yes. And I'd like a
reinvest?
motion to move 10,000 to the checking upon maturity of this, and then create 2 CDs, short-term, less than 1 year, so then it'll mature, and then I'll just pick the right interest rate. The interest rates, they're subject to change, okay, weekly, and but I would use good judgment to get the best possible.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Can someone second?
Second it.
All in favor?
Cool, thank you. Can someone approve the minutes that or the financials? I'll second, or you second.
All in favor?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Our board meetings are open to the public, and they are available for viewing on Penfield TV as well as on YouTube after the fact. Linda, our town liaison, would you like to share anything with us?
Well, tomorrow night is the public hearing for the adoption of the town budget for 2023, if you want to watch that or come to the meeting, 7:30 tomorrow night. And, then it'll be a couple of weeks, it'll be open for public comment, and we should be adopting the budget the first week of November. But I don't have anything else unless any of you have any questions I can answer.
Linda, did you say 6:30 or 7:30 tomorrow night?
Oh, yeah, 6:30. Very good, you caught me. It's, yeah, because it'll be the first thing on the agenda, 6:30. Thank you, Rhonda.
And is this part of the budget that they will discuss the library portion of it?
What's the public hearing? We've had the tentative budget presented by the town supervisor and the budget officer. It was different this time. It was very brief. It was very general. It wasn't the way it was before when there'd be a whole slide talking about the library and so on. So I am not sure how much is going to be presented about the library beyond the fact that, how much money is allocated in the budget. If you get what I'm saying. There's been more of an explanation about what the services are and so on.
It's been more detailed.
A little more, yeah.
So
watch it,
should
Rhonda.
we try to come to support the library budget? Is it changed that much?
I did present the
You did.
new budget,
But
the
that was-
amended budget. to
That was
you,
last month.
2 months ago.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Right, so you have it in your records. There was a slight increase in the amount forwarded from the unallocated fund balance because of the rising costs for staff and health insurance and such. But basically, our materials budget stays the same, and we'll be able to present the same or even better services to the public in 2023. So,
Oh,
yes,
nice to
it's
hear.
good.
That's good to hear.
Anything else?
Okay. Brett, do you have anything to report from the Friends?
Yeah, just a reminder that the Friends is a nonprofit organization that they, do provide a lot of extracurricular activities for the public. As we all know, they did recently have their book sale. They did raise about $26,000 there, which was really good. And they're going through a transition themselves. They have a bunch of new members with a lot of really creative ideas. They're possibly thinking of doing an additional book sale throughout the year, so potentially increasing it to 2. I don't know their time periods, but that's what I was
I don't
shared
think
with.
they really shared that.
No,
but
not
they
yet.
do have some good ideas.
Yeah, I think it's always good to see another part of the library, not directly, but indirectly,
Right.
just kind of grow and thrive. The other item is, I know last time we spoke about the storage unit that they have. It looks like there is starting to become some resolution here.
What are they going to do about that? Have they, I mean, I know it has major leaks, so they need to get a new storage unit.
Yeah, I didn't get the exact details, Ron. I think you were involved in
They
that
did
a
find
little bit.
somebody to take the old storage unit. They're emptying it and getting it ready for removal. And the town has been very helpful, advising them of what they should purchase, and they're on their way towards doing that. And we should mention also that this week is National Friends of the Library Week, so I don't know if you know that, but if you see a friend of our library, please thank them for all that they do for us. We really couldn't provide the programs that we do without them.
Should we do something for them?
They actually have a meeting this week, and we're going to bring cookies.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
if you want to do something else, that's great, too.
Well, I don't know. They are, I think, a
Vital parts of the community.
vital part. That's
Yeah.
a good word. They are a vital part, and they provide, the majority of the positive comments that we get about, how great our programs are and
Yes.
the variety of them. So I don't know. Anybody have any ideas what we can do?
It's out on social media. We've been putting out posts on Facebook and on our e-news and so on. I know we're thanking them publicly. I'm guessing that's fine with them. They're very generous people.
We can always thank them even after the fact. Doesn't have to be.
We could, or it would be even nice to send a note from us as the board,
That would be lovely, actually.
just to, identify the fact that we do identify how much we appreciate them. I don't know, what do you think of that?
That would be good.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see if I can get some appropriate card with friends or something on it, I don't know.
We have some nice stationery, if you
Oh,
want
do
to
you?
just stop by and write a little note.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Perfect, good idea. I'm
Thank
glad you
you.
brought that up, though.
Thank you. Niraj, do you have anything else to share for finance?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Personnel, we are searching for new trustees. We would encourage and welcome anyone who's interested in joining the Board of Trustees to submit an application. They can be found on the Penfield Public Library website. If you check social media, if you go into the library and ask any librarian, they would be happy to give you a paper copy or direct you to an online version as well. You just need to submit an application and a resume, and we'd love to get more voices involved from the community. So please apply. Strategic planning, let's see, Melissa isn't here. Do either of you have any updates, Judy or Megan?
I don't have anything else to say about strategic planning. I think our final piece that went out and we advertised, you did a great job, making it available to the public at the, what was the name of it? Yeah. So have we had any feedback about it?
No, I think we just have to start working now,
Right.
moving forward.
Bylaws and policy. Megan, would you like to
Sure. Yep. So as we continue to work through our policy review, there are 2 new policies for discussion and review that we'll be taking a look at and then potentially voting on next month. So that is the harassment and discrimination policy and the sex discrimination and sexual harassment policy. Those are both pretty lengthy policies, but they were sent out prior to the meeting. So at this time, does anybody have any thoughts, feedback, suggestion, concerns, anything with either of those?
When was the last time those were revised?
It usually says on them somewhere.
Those particular policies have
didn't
to
see
mirror, should mirror the town policy, and so they do. They haven't been revised in a while.
Yeah.
Many years.
Have they changed a lot? I don't have the prior ones to compare to.
No, they're almost identical.
Okay.
And they have to remain identical. They should remain identical to the town HR policies, because in the end, should somebody find that we are not protecting our staff, then it would go to town HR. So our policies have to be somewhat the same.
Okay.
Should they change theirs, I'll bring it to you again, and we'll amend again. But right now, they are the same.
Perfect.
All right, so these are, again, available for review, and now that we have had the opportunity to discuss it, at our meeting next month, those will be put up for a vote. And Rachel, let me know, so I see that under new business, there is the 2 policies that were discussed last month, so I can hold off if you'd like on putting those up for a vote until we get to new business, or we can do that now, it really doesn't matter.
We can just do it now. so
All right.
we're
So there
sticking
were,
with the policy.
so there were 2 policies that have been presented and discussed on, which was the public expression policy and the volunteer policy. So starting with the volunteer policy, before we put that up for a vote, are there any final concerns or issues? Then at this point, I would make a motion to approve the volunteer policy.
Thanks, Judy.
I move to,
All approve? Or, sorry.
All right, great. And then the second one is the public expression policy. So same question, any final concerns before we vote to approve that?
No.
All right, then I would make a motion to approve the public expression policy.
Thanks, Niraj. All in favor? Okay,
All
great.
right, and that is all we have for policies tonight.
We are catching up with our policies.
We are. Thank you, Rhonda.
Yeah, thank all of you. I really appreciate it.
Do we
It's so
have,
easy.
have we had an increase in volunteers at all?
We have many volunteers. I don't think there's been an increase in volunteers, but we have consistent
Well, that's
volunteers.
good. Because I was just at a school district today that's dying for volunteers, so.
Really?
Yeah, they're in desperate need of volunteers, so I was just
We have
wondering.
volunteers that date back 15, 20 years probably.
Wow,
People who have just loved
Wow.
coming here.
that's
We're
great.
very lucky.
Okay, well, if we are done with our policies, any communications or advocacy? Do you know of anything, Raj?
I don't know what it is.
Okay. Rhonda, can you share your director's report, please?
Great, thank you so much. So you can see statistically we're doing very well. Circulation, reference, stats, people count, everything is going very well. We're definitely increasing usage of the library as we continue to come out of the pandemic or continue to find life continuing in the pandemic. I don't even know how to phrase that anymore, but we, people are using the library increasingly. We've gone to several webinars this past month. The 80th anniversary was extremely successful. We had hundreds of patrons come and enjoy increased programming and giveaways, and we just were able to connect with many people throughout the month to celebrate the library and talk about the strategic plan and our future. So that was really a wonderful occasion. We did one outreach at the Volunteer Emergency Ambulance Health Fair that went well. We had a staff member go to a conference. We are looking, knowing our strategic plan, we're looking to find ways to better the facility until it is time for a renovation or a new buildings. So keeping that in mind, we did purchase 2 large standalone bookshelves because we were really out of space in the teen center. The graphic novels were just, we were unable to keep them on the shelves, and these are items that are checked out often, so we did not want to weed. So we purchased 2 new bookshelves. So when you get a chance, go back into the teen space, look at the shelving. It looks very nice. We're very happy with it. We need more space. I'm not saying no, but this is for now.
Temporary.
And if you get a chance to go into the children's room, I think you'll see that the children's chairs and the couch that's at the very end with the toys are just at a point where they need to be replaced. We can't hold off any longer. So we have reached out to a vendor, a state-approved vendor, and so we've gotten some fabrics, and we're reaching out to a local reupholstery place to find prices, and I'll bring those prices to you next month, and perhaps we can either purchase a few new pieces. It's not a lot, and we are very much keeping in mind the idea that we need fabrics that will fit into any space should we move or should we renovate. But we just can't have torn and ripped couches and chairs for the next year.
Would you purchase new, if you needed to purchase new, because the cost of reupholstering might be prohibitive?
Yes.
Then do you go through office furniture, or do you have vendors that?
These are state-approved vendors that do provide fabric that is meant for industrial use. So yes, it's very, very thick fabric. You saw them, you came into the
I
office
did.
and you saw some
They're
of the
very cute.
samples that we have.
Right.
We're
They're
not
very
looking for
nice.
anything very different because, again, we don't know where we'll be and we don't want to have to buy again. But we're looking at some kind of playful fabrics in the same colors we have now. We really just, take a look, go back there and you'll see why we're doing this.
They're pretty
I think you'll all
frayed.
agree that we need to do something. But programs are going well. The librarians and the clerks and all of our staff members are working very hard, and everything is good.
Excellent.
What was I going to ask you?
Any questions?
Am I the only one that wants questions?
Judy's always good for a question.
I'm always good
What's
for
the
a few
question?
questions.
Go ahead.
So tell me, can you tell us about this celebration of challenge books that you attended? Are those the books that there's the big concern about being banned? Is that what that program was about?
That's exactly what it is. So in today's times when books are being banned across the nation, you have a choice. Should you just kind of hide the usual displays because you don't want to have an argument, or should you celebrate these books because they do have their place in our community? And we purchase them for a reason. We purchase them to make sure that everybody has a voice and everybody can read about his or her own experiences. So this was a webinar that gave a lot of illustrations of how we can celebrate these books in a way that would not be contentious and in a way that we can support the purchase of these items. It was a very good webinar.
So do we have any of these books that are questionable or up for commentary?
Every library will have some of these books because these books are, I'm not saying all of these books are, but if you look at the books that are being banned, some of them are classics that you read in high school. Mm-hmm. Some of them are books that you know very well by authors are solid, respectable authors. Some of them are about community members who might not fit a certain brand. And unfortunately, that's what's happening because there are people in our community who are uncomfortable with those who are different. And they don't want their children, or they don't want to see items that discuss those who are different. I'm trying to phrase this in a way without speaking to individual books, because honestly, there's no library in the nation that doesn't have some of these books. These are books you probably have had in your homes at some point. So it depends who is protesting.
Mm-hmm. So is the QuipU software kind of related to that?
No,
Okay.
that software is being reviewed by MCLS and libraries in MCLS because there has been increased negative activity in our public libraries. Not always about banning. Sometimes it's a mental health issue. Sometimes it's just people who are quick to anger. Mm-hmm. But when there have been times when we've had patrons go from library to library to library in Monroe County, and it's better for all of us to be prepared to know who these people are. It's very, very, very few people. You're talking a very low number, but it's enough that we want to feel safe and we want to know who they are before they come in.
Okay, that's reasonable. Anybody else have anything? No?
And the software would only be used should somebody do something illegal. It would not be used to target individuals who we just don't like or who aren't smiling at us in any way. That's not what this is. It's somebody who actually does something against the law.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to new business, we did our policy approval, the 2023 holiday calendar.
So these are the same holidays that are listed in our employee manual. There's no change. We just list the specific dates so that you know these are the days we're going to be closed. I did have a question about Juneteenth. I actually recommend that we do remain open. We are often open on federal holidays because students need us on federal holidays. However, I wanted you to be aware that we did get negative comments on Juneteenth by several people who came in and said, "Why are you open on this day?" There are some people in the community who think we should be closed. So I'm just letting you know that,
Okay.
and that's your decision.
Did they come into the library just to say, why are you open?
I can't say. I can't
Well,
say.
that's a good point.
Do you know if, like,
That is a good
the
point. though,
children
Brett.
librarians, will they be doing, like, I know they do programs on Indigenous Peoples' Day?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
so,
They don't have to do it on Juneteenth. They could do it on the week, during the week of Juneteenth if you felt we should be closed. It's totally up to you. So I did list the libraries that were choosing to close in 2023. It's not every library, but these are the, I did poll to find out. And I think either way you choose is fine. It's just,
I mean, I think as long as the staff are comfortable with being open, I think, given that there is a precedent of not every federal holiday is closed, and I do also agree with schools being closed. My daughter and I actually went to a program at the library on Indigenous Peoples' Day because we were both off, and,
Right.
there was a program available. If it was only Juneteenth that we were staying open, I would be more hesitant, but I think since there is a precedent of, again, remaining open on federal holidays, I personally am comfortable, again, as long as the staff aren't expressing concerns about,
I agree.
working
Because
that day.
they frequently do themed programming to go along
Yes.
with holidays and things like that, and it's a great outreach opportunity and a learning opportunity. But again, I think we're all flexible based on the comfort of the staff.
what we can do is we can wait 2 or 3 years, poll again, see how it's going, and then discuss again. But meanwhile, stay open. Is that fair?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Do we have any statistics that showed how many people were at the library? I mean,
It
you
was,
show us-
it was typical of any day. It wasn't
Okay,
anything unusual.
so it wasn't like just
No,
a lower number?
no. It's still a relatively new holiday, and people are
It is.
learning about it.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Do we need
So
to make
I
a
think we need
motion to
approval of these
approve?
closings.
Do we
Okay.
need to make a motion?
As listed.
I was just going to ask that.
I'll motion to accept these closings.
Brett seconds. All in favor?
Thank you.
Okay, great. Writers and Books event, November 1st.
Just a reminder that our Writers and Books event on November 1st, we have Jason Mott coming, author of Hell of a Book. It starts at 7 o'clock. We already have about 160 people registered. We're hoping to get 200, 250. If you would like to come, register soon.
Great.
It's going to be a very nice night with refreshments, and he's going to sign books and answer questions. And if you haven't read the book yet, we do have some available at the library.
Well, refreshments always bring everybody in. That's why I'm coming.
It's in the gymnasium, by the way. So
Okay.
It's an interesting book, and he's won many awards
he has.
on this book. And this is the book that all Rochester reads.
Have you read it?
I have started it.
Me too.
But I have.
I'm in the process
I'm about
as
a
well.
third in, and I like his voice.
Yeah.
I really do. So, but we do have copies available for anybody who's interested.
Okay, great. Who was the auditor this month?
That was me.
Okay.
So I would like to move that we approve the payment of vouchers in the amount of $31,575.44.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All in favor? Okay, great. Next month, I believe it will be me, right? Or no, Judy.
Is it me? I'm just so
Let's see.
excited. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it would be, yep.
So Judy will do November.
Okay.
And our next meeting will be November 15th. We will have a time change. Our meeting will be at 6:30 instead of 7 o'clock. Okay,
We got it.
I think maybe because it's on the webpage, if they can change the webpage.
Oh, yes, yes,
because
yes.
Oh, thank
that
you.
would be giving proper notice.
Yes, thank you.
okay.
I better put it in my calendar.
Do we have a motion to
Show
adjourn?
up.
all three of us.
Take your
All in
pick.
favor? Okay, we're all set. Thank you.